Hi, this is Pontus Egberg from King Diamond, and you're watching That Metal Interview.
That Metal Interview.
Welcome back, guys and girls, thrashers, metalheads. On behalf of your friend James from the planet Earth, once again welcomes you to the best metal rock podcast on the planet. My opinion, of course. And on this episode, we have Pontus Egberg, bassist for Wolf and bassist for King Diamond. You heard correctly. We're speaking of Pontus Egberg, all the way from the country of Sweden, and a great talent who is here to speak of the current status of King Diamond and will give us an update on his other band, Wolf. And he will answer the question of, will we see a full-length album from King Diamond sometime in the near future, since they only released a single/video for Spider Lily late 2024, right? So right now, let us present to you our friends, our good friends on this device listening. This is Spider Lily, the very latest from the legendary King Diamond. We'll be right back. never disappoints. The Andy LaRock King Diamond team always delivers. Just as we expected, the awesome, badass King Diamond material. Spider Lily right there for you guys. And I do ask Pontus if we will see a full-length album sometime in the near future from King Diamond. And he does answer that, as well as an update on Wolf, which is his other band. And right now, let's listen to our chat with Pontus Egberg, directly from Sweden. He will update us on the band's future and the current status of King Diamond and Wolf. Enjoy. So thank you for making time for this. Appreciate that.
Sure. Definitely.
The very, very first question, ask everybody, where are you? What part of the planet?
Well, I am at home. I live just outside of Stockholm, Sweden.
Oh, wow. How's the weather up there?
Well, it's pretty cold right now. We have a few degrees below freezing and some snow on the ground, and still some winter here.
Nice.
For a few more weeks, I guess, before hopefully spring will come.
Very cool. I'm in Texas, so we're getting ready for the summer, the horrible, horrible heat.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your childhood, Pontus. At what age did you start, or at what age did you pick up a guitar, a bass, an instrument?
Well, I started, I think I was like around 12 or 11, 12 years old when I started playing, formed my first band with a couple of friends. And at that point, I was actually banging on the drums.
Oh.
But then I think when I was around 14, that's when I picked up the bass. A friend needed a bass player in his band, so I was up for that. And well, it's been the bass guitar since then, actually.
But my question is, I guess, what made you get a guitar and not maybe play with cars, little cars, toy cars, or maybe go out on a date with a girl? But you got to.
Nice. Well, I mean, at that point in history, I mean, for me at least, and I think for a lot of people, I mean, the rock stars were rock stars. They were larger than life, and something that you really, I mean, it was either that or, I mean, coming from Sweden, play ice hockey, I guess, be a professional hockey player. That was something that everyone wanted to be, or a musician, a rock star. So
in an alternate universe, you probably are an ice hockey star.
maybe.
Right. Which is the first song, Pontus? The first song that you had to learn on the bass?
Oh. That's a tough. I mean, we pretty early on started doing our own original material, but I remember very early on we played a Black Sabbath song, which I can't remember which one it was. One of the songs from the Paranoid album, at least I remember. But we very early on started writing our own music, and so that was the main focus.
Besides King Diamond, obviously, who is the biggest rock star you've met so far?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I don't know. I would have to say Benny Andersson of ABBA.
Oh, wow. Wow, very cool. ABBA's a classic '70s stuff. Wow, badass.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you've been with King since 2014, give or take, right? Live.
Yeah.
What were you doing before that? What band were you playing with before that?
I was playing in a band called the Poodles before that, which is more of a, I don't know, melodic classic rock style band, a little glammy maybe. So I did that for like quite 8 years or so before I joined King.
Oh wow.
And my first, I would say, before that, I played with a band called Lion's Share, which is sort of progressive metal style. So I've been doing within the hard rock metal genre, I guess. I've been doing quite a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. So, how did that happen? Did they email you, the King Diamond people? How did you get that gig? How did they find out? I mean, out of thousands of bass players in the world, of course, you're badass, of course. But how did they narrow it down to you?
Well, it was like this. Now, to make a long story, it's actually not a long story. It's a short story because I got a phone call from my very good friend, who Pontus Norgren, who is a fantastic guitar player, plays with Hammerfall, but he is also a fantastic sound engineer. So at that time, he was doing front of house for King. And King was supposed to, or they had their summer festivals in Europe lined up for 2014, and they had all gathered down in Denmark to start rehearsal for the summer shows, and I really don't know any details about that, but suddenly Hal was not around anymore. So they had to quickly find a replacement. And then Pontus Norgren, the front of house guy, suggested that they call me, and they did. And luckily, I mean, I had some other shows with the band I was playing with at the time, but the King Diamond shows luckily, fit my schedule. So I said, yeah, sure, I'll try it. And then I had just like 2 days or something to try to learn the live set, and went down 2 or 3 days later to join the guys in rehearsals, and then we rehearsed for a few days, and then the first show like a week later.
So, how many songs is that? Did you have to learn? What, 12?
Can't remember exactly how many. Maybe something like 15 something songs. 1.5 hour show.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was quite a lot of brainwashing to try to get all that information in, but it went pretty well.
Which is the most difficult song on there?
Well, it's I think technically maybe song like Welcome Home is pretty tricky, a lot of riffing going on, and seems like the songs from them, even Invisible Guest is like that as well. A lot of pretty fast riffing going on, both in guitar and bass.
So basically, you went from being a local star, maybe, and all of a sudden you're next to Andy LaRocque and next to King Diamond on stage.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you feel that first time the drummer Matt, he clicked the four count on the drumsticks, and How did that feel? I mean, you're on stage with an icons.
Yeah, I mean, well, I that in itself, of course, was quite stressful. But the I would say the situation in itself, when I had such short time to prepare for this show, and that was the most stressful part to try to make it through this show without screwing up too bad. So I remember still the relief when we ended the set with Black Horseman, and when the outro part comes, from there on out, I can't fuck up. It was I made it.
Was
Sad.
was there ever a point where you regretted being on there? Like, oh man, what did I do? I should just go back to my life.
No, no, not at all. I mean, I like I said, it's kind of course, very stressful. But I do sort of like to get out on what do you say? Go out on a limb like that, and push the boundaries of what you can do.
Wow, that's awesome. It's an awesome a blessing there, an awesome situation for you. I mean, not just anybody can. You can't just wake up and say, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go audition for King Diamond or Overkill or Raven."
No, I mean it's, and I think the longer I've played with the band, the more I realize that this for a lot of people out there, this is a big deal.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Were you? This is a dumb question. Were you a fan before? A fan of King or not?
Actually, not so much. No. So, I mean, of course, I had heard King Diamond before, but it wasn't like if I had been a bigger fan, maybe I would have, had the songs more available somewhere in the back of my head. But I had to, with most songs, sort of start from scratch.
Here's a typical question you get asked for sure. How is it working with King Diamond and the band? I mean, all those guys are monsters, right?
Well, I mean, it's first of all all the guys in the band are super musicians, so it's a pleasure to play with the guys, and I do believe that we're a live band that really we sound pretty good. Objectively, I would say that we sound pretty good when we walk out on stage and play. So that's, it's a pleasure every night to play with those guys. And the whole setup is also, very professional with all the equipment and the crew and the stage setup and everything. And I really enjoy that as well, that part of it.
Wow, very cool. So is King Diamond, is he actually evil as we see him? I mean, we see interviews, he sounds like a soft-spoken guy. He likes to tell stories, I guess. Or is he actually evil? Does he kill goats and stuff? Or
I've never seen him do anything like that. So I think he's a really nice guy.
How about the writing process, Pontus, for Spider Lily and any new material? Can you talk about that process? Who's the one that initiates that? Is it Andy, or is it a democratic thing?
No, I mean in this band, all the way from the very first, from the start of the band, King himself and Andy are the two guys that write the music. So and King, of course, even on the songs that where Andy writes the music, King, of course, writes lyrics and the melodies to those songs as well. So it's a little different. Some songs that come from Andy, you get from him as sort of a demo of the song, and learn your part and record that, and of course try to do your own take of what he's done. And pretty much the same for the stuff that comes from King. He records in his home studio, a rough demo, and sometimes with just the guitar riff and drums and some vocals on there, and so you have to figure out a bass line that fits well into the whole
picture
concept and the song.
Did you ever get Andy to tell you, you know what, I'm sending you back your bass part. I don't like this part. I don't like the intro part on the bass. I don't like this piece on the bridge. Can you redo
that? So far, as I remember it, so far, all the stuff I've sent over has gone down pretty well, and but I mean, it wouldn't really be a strange thing if I do something that, oh no, I thought maybe you could try this on that part, because sometimes you have a specific idea how you want things to be, and maybe if I do something different, it doesn't mean it's bad, but not what the intention was. So, but so far, all the stuff I've done has landed pretty well.
Nice. So, how about the rest of the album? Can we expect a full length, or is this a bunch of singles and videos here?
Well, I really, the plan definitely is to release a full-length album, and I know that King and Andy, I've heard a few songs that are pretty much done music-wise from King. I've heard one more song, I think, apart from, and I've actually recorded one more song apart from Spider Lily. So, there is music in the making, and I just hope we get the wagon rolling and start producing. We had some momentum. We had some really good momentum just before the tour kicked off, and then of course, you go on tour and everything stops, and then it was Christmas, and so I really hope we get the wheels in motion again and get the momentum going, so we get a few more songs in there, and then we really aren't. We aren't that many songs away from a full-length album, actually.
Wow, it's great news. So, how about this past tour, or not tour, but dates? The stuff you've done, tours, yeah. How many basses do you carry, Pontus, or what do you carry on the road? Do you carry a small little bass amp, those little ones, or what do you carry?
Well, bass wise, most of the King Diamond material is straight 440 regular tuning, no weird down tuning or anything. Classic straight tuning, and then there are Eye of the Witch, for instance, is a drop D tuning. So I have two basses only on stage, and I switch for that particular song that it's a different tuning on. And then I have on this last tour I've played through dark glass electronics and Exponent 500 amp. But we really don't. Not me and Andy and Mike doesn't either have any, speakers on stage because we use in-ear monitoring, so it goes straight into our ears, and the King hears it through the monitors on stage.
Is there any secret side to King that you might want to share with the fans? Maybe if it's too secret, maybe you might not want to say it.
Well, I don't know what that would be. I mean, he's, like I said earlier, he's a really cool and easygoing guy, and I think also, pretty, I would say, caring, which is nice. Wants everyone to feel like we're having a good time on tour and all that.
Oh, very cool. So changing bands here. I interviewed a couple of years ago Niklas from Wolf.
Yeah.
Are you still part of that band, or?
Yes, definitely.
Can you give us an update on Wolf? What's going on there?
Well, we released our latest album in Shadowland in 22, and we've been doing some live playing, some festivals and stuff, and are now actually in the process of writing new music, and we're going to in just a few weeks go into the studio here in Stockholm, Sweden, and record, have a first session and record like 4 or 5 songs for an upcoming album, and probably we'll do another session hopefully later this spring to have all the material recorded, but at this point I have no idea when the album will be coming out, but we're working on new stuff, and I guess that's the next. We're doing a few shows this spring, and in the summer I will be busy with King. Here we're doing festivals and our own headline shows in Europe, and then we'll see. In the fall is really don't really know what's happening yet, but hopefully that will be some time for Wolf stuff then.
So obviously, if you're on tour with King in the summer, for example, so does Nicholas and the other guys, do they wait for you, or do they get another backup bass player, or how does that work?
So far, it's actually not been a problem, but we've always said that if I'm out with King and Simon, the guitar player, he is also the guitar player in the band Soilwork. So, if we're busy with doing other shows, we don't want that to, hurt the band Wolf. So they will most likely, if that problem occurs, bring in a stand-in.
Different subject here. What do you think? What's your opinion? Your take on the final Black Sabbath show, last Aussie show? How do you feel about that? Should they have just left it the way it was, or do you think it's a cool thing? Or
I don't know. I really you read a lot of stuff, and if it's true that Ozzy can barely walk at this point, then maybe they should have left it alone. And they did the end tour in 16 when he was still performing really on a really good level.
Yep.
So maybe they should have just left it alone. But I don't know. I'm hoping he will surprise us and put on a good show.
Right. We're hoping.
Yeah.
What's next on your agenda, Pontus? Before we let you go, what's on your plan book here?
Well, on Thursday, I'm actually going down on vacation for about a week to go snow skiing, which I enjoy very much. So that's next on the agenda.
Very cool. So thank you for your time and the information and sharing a piece of your life with us here at That Metal. Thank you on behalf of your fans. You guys are kicking ass, and thank you, Pontus. We'll see you in Texas sometime.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Don't miss King Diamond on the road, as they will kick off a European tour starting on June the 4th of 2025, and seems here it's ending at the Helsinki Metal Fest in Helsinki, Finland on August the 8th. And this tour will support and include music from Paradise Lost, Angel Witch, unto others, additional vocals by special guest Merker, great female vocalist, of course, that we all know. And check out their social media for further details of this tour and further videos and music from King Diamond, the legend himself. And we thank Pontus for speaking of his beginnings, his life in the music world, as we all know it. A great talent in the metal world, rock metal world, that is. And thank you, Pontus, on behalf of your friend James, right here, still spinning on planet Earth, third planet from the sun. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, ring the bell for notifications, follow us on social media at That Metal Interview, and we appreciate your support in downloading, liking, blah blah blah. Don't forget to keep it metal.
That Metal Interview.